Hey Bulldog fans, welcome back to another edition of the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show. I'm Tristan Hobbs, joined by head coach of the Bryant women's basketball team, Mary Burke. Coach, your team, a weekend sweep, playoff berth is clinched. It was a good weekend to be a Bulldog.
Yeah, super excited about kind of the direction where we're going right now, really kind of getting to our rhythm, which is the most important time of the year to do that. So really looking to continue to push forward.
You've won 3 straight games, FDU and then Mount and Wagner. How impressed after kind of Monday being on the bus and realizing, hey, like we're starting to do the right things right now?
And, I think I've talked about this all season, how it's important to really peak at the right time of the year. And I thought we've done a great job lately of defense and intensity. And I've talked about this last week, like those passion plays and just how we score off those. And those were plays that didn't exist probably earlier in the year. So those hustle plays, those intangible things where, we're hitting the floor, we're scrapping for offensive rebounds, and we're getting out and getting baskets off those. Those are the X factors. And, they ignite energy. And, anybody who comes in the game has really, been a part of those types of plays. And so I really think that's important as we continue to move forward down the stretch.
Kind of two different games. Mount, you guys really kind of controlled it from start to finish, and then Wagner able to hold off Wagner after they had a really good first 3 quarters. Your fourth quarter against Wagner was one of your best quarters all season. Just your overall thoughts on those 2 games for your team.
Well, I mean, in the NEC, no one's rolling. So, you're going to play for 40 minutes. Teams are going to make runs. And, I talked about this against Mount. We were at halftime, and I said, guys, listen, they have a lot of firepower. They're going to come back. They can make the 3. They have 5 players on the floor that really contribute. So we really need to continue to sustain where we're at. They did make a little bit of a run. They pulled within 6, and then we ballooned the lead back. Against Wagner, on the road, a team, again, that plays a lot of firepower. We had to play a zone in the second half, and Burke did a great job in the middle. That was big for us because we had trouble matching up against man-to-man with them. 5 out, all guards. It was just a hard match. And so it was important for us to really do the things defensively to give us that offensive push. And then we attacked them because they do play a lot of zone, and we had a lot of offensive power down the stretch. And again, you get a lot of bounce from that. But being able to play both sides of the floor, as we've been doing down the stretch here, is critical. And we continue to try to improve every single day. Not looking that far forward, because I think if you do, you hiccup. And hiccup means, you don't have some success. So we got to continue to work and grow every day.
Talk about playing both ends of the floor. Naomi Ashley on Monday did that. 28 points, a career high. And then defensively, she was her usual self. How impressed with you or with her were you with that performance on Monday?
Well, I look at that performance, and I just watched the film yesterday. That's why we asked her to come back here for a 5th year. And I think, people didn't realize last year she had a knee surgery, couldn't do anything all the spring and all the summer. She had to rest. And so I think now she's getting back into her rhythm. And as I said to her about 3 weeks ago, you're only going to remember the end. And as a senior, it's going to end sooner rather than later. Have it be your best end so you can look back as years go on and know that you left your mark here. And I think she's doing exactly that.
And then we're going to talk to Julia Kelner later in this show, but along with Brooke Bajelko, been a huge factor in the last 3 games of helping your team inside, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Jewel. I mean, she did a great job against Mount, and then, again, comes in and gives us, her length and her mobility, and it's really important through the course of the season that you have other people contribute, that they continue to work hard all year, and they give us those sparks that are necessary in games, and, she's done a really nice job of that. And so whether it be Julia or Brooke, and that's why we have 14 players and we have depth in every position so that we can rotate those players in, as long as the guards as well. And Todd's done a nice job. And so this is really important as we come down the stretch, that I can count on multiple people other than 5 to go out there and really give us what we need to be successful.
And Coach, finally here you've put yourself you're in the playoffs, and you still have a chance to host a game in the playoffs going into your final 3 regular season games. Best time of the year, your team must be excited to go.
Well, I think obviously their hard work is paying off here down the stretch, and we have a mentality of what we expect with Bryant women's basketball, and it's obviously to make the playoffs, but really try to get one of those home court games. That's usually an X factor, but we're going to work really hard, try to win every game, and then see where we're at and put our best foot forward as we go into the playoffs.
Hey, Coach Mary Burke. When we come back, we'll be joined by Julia Kelner. This is the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show.
Sullivan to Settle. Settle finds some space in the block from Kelner.
three-pointer she hit on the last possession was her first 3 points of the game, but as we say so much with Palmer, she makes such an impact even without getting too much on the scoreboard.
Kelner, how about that? A nice strong layup there.
Probably should have got.
Hey, Bulldog fans, welcome back to the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show. I'm now joined by forward Julia Kelner. Julia, you had a good game against Mount St. Mary's, and then your team went on the road, earned a big win at Wagner. 3 straight wins. Just talk about the team chemistry right now, the team dynamic right now.
I think going on the road was a huge win for us because it's one thing to be able to win at home, but especially now that we're going out to Brooklyn next week, it proves to us that we have the capability of winning on the road and just like keeping our mindset of playing hard on defense, and that leads to easy offense. As Coach P likes to say, hard D, score on O. So I think that's really, like, we figured out that's our key to success.
What has kind of changed with this team? It seems like you guys are starting to play your best basketball right now, which is a good time to play it.
Mm-hmm. I think the Sacred Heart game was a big wake-up call for us. Like, we got down because we had been like in a bunch of close games. That was the first game in NEC that we really got down by a lot. So Coach Burke really got into us and like pushed us to play passionately and play more Bryant basketball, which is like hustle plays, getting on the ground. So that week in practice after Sacred Heart, we really got after it and started just like playing hard, and I think that's like what helped us.
You, Brooke Bajelko, Hannah Scanlon, Sydney Holloway have really kind of built a really good front court for Bryant. Just your thoughts on that group and kind of how you guys have fed off each other.
I think like Sid's always been like the big time scorer, so I think like having me, Hannah, and Brooke all step up to help out, it really created a more balanced offense. Like every day we go at it hard in practice. We go against like the practice boys, which they give us like a harder something to go against. Like not like it'll be harder than what we see in a game. So I think all of that put together has helped us.
Now you're from upstate New York, Jamesville DeWitt High School, correct?
Yes.
Really good high school basketball at Jamesville DeWitt. What was it like being a part of that going through high school?
It was great. Like we won 2 state championships, so winning has definitely been like a culture I've been a part of. So I like know how to win. I want to win. I'm not like used to losing, so I think all of us are not okay with losing, which Coach Burke always says like we can't be complacent.
And now, last question here. Wegmans, what's your go-to order at a Wegmans?
Oh.
Do you go right to the prepared food, or do you like to shop a little?
I like their sushi, and the Wegmans vegan cookies they're my favorite. My dad, whenever they come, they always bring me the Wegmans vegan cookies.
Okay, that's good. So if you haven't gone to a Wegmans yet, upstate New York thing, they're incredible. But Julia,
top-notch.
thanks so much for joining us today, and we will see you all next week for another edition of the Bryant Basketball Coaches Show.